The Alleghany Journal is delighted to speak with Clifton Forge Mayor Jeff Irvine, who is seeking another term on the Clifton Forge Town Council in November. Welcome, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Jerry, for having me.
You know, you've been mayor for a while and you've been on town council for, many years, but we wonder if everybody remembers a little bit of background on you. Can you give the public just a little bit of your history?
Well, like you say, I've been on council for now. This will be the 13th year in December. I was born and raised here in Clifton Forge, lived here my whole life. I'm married, have two children that are 40 and 38. Three grandkids, two granddaughters, and a grandson. And, like you say, I've been here on council for 13 years. I've been here in Clifton for my whole life, like 62 years. Seen Clifton come and go. I mean, it's ups and downs, and I think now we're seeing a little bit of an upswing.
Jeff, I think when you first ran, I got such a kick out of it. I said to myself, well, this guy knows almost everybody, but what we thought at first is that when we needed, if a water pipe broke, between the city and the house, or there was, some kind of a sewer issue or something, a lot of people would say, just call Jeff Irvine. He'll get that taken care of somehow. And, over the years, I think you were known for that.
Yeah, like I said, 13 years. And even now, I get that a lot. People will call me or text me, and, I'll say, hey, just give me your address. Let me come by or whatever. Let me talk to you. I like to meet you face to face and talk face to face instead of texting and talking on the phone. I think you learn more about people going face to face and get to know them, what they want.
Well, you've had even the last city council session. Town council session. The agenda sometimes is light, sometimes it's heavy, but there's no shortage of issues that the town council deals with on a regular basis, and so of the issues that you've been facing, what are the current most pressing ones? What are the issues that you think that are the most challenging right now for the Clifton Forge Town Council?
Well, like I said in some forums, housing here in Clifton, we need better housing, and we're working on that, on real close to selling the East School building. We need, like everybody does, we need jobs in Clifton. We're a small town. We're not going to have manufacturing or whatever, so I think we need to work close with Alleghany County and Covington. They're partners on the pad, and I think that pad is going to turn out big for all three localities. If that turns into some kind of jobs or a plant, they're going to have to go somewhere to get gas and eat, and we're just 10 minutes down the road. So I think that working with them is going to help us a lot. Fixing our old and dilapidated buildings, that's a big one too for me. I want to see downtown Clifton Forge spruced up, fixed, all the business we can get. I know we're not going to fill them all, but at least we can make them look good.
I've heard that from other candidates that, this issue of absentee landlordism, where some of these buildings are just not looking any better. Now, we've heard that one will be sold in the near future, but there's several. And so I don't know, is there a legal solution to that, or do you have to pat more backs? What do you think is the possible solution to reducing the supply of unused downtown buildings?
I think we've been looking at it for months, but behind closed doors and talking about it in closed sessions, is putting them on the registry and and charge them an annual fee. I think that'll help some, but do I think it's going to help totally? No. We need to talk with Richmond State or what legal we can do just to make these people either fix their buildings, if they don't want them, sell them, or now that the town is getting buildings, we'd be happy to get them from them, fix them up, and redo them. Like you said, we've done one that's very close to being sold, and another one that ain't far off. It's going to be close to selling both our buildings that we bought.
Well, you guys have been very busy on town council, and we've seen the issues come before the governing body. And it seems, that kind of busyness just bodes well for not just the town, but your nearby governing partners. And have you seen better cooperation in the last couple of years between the various governments?
No, and I think that's very important. When I first got on council 13 years ago, and years before that, Covington and Clifton and Alleghany County, Orangate, you couldn't get them to hardly speak. Now with all of us, we're all friends. We talk to each other. I mean, I can call Tom, or Tom can call me, or Matt, or anybody on the Board of Supervisors, Covington Council, Orangate Council. We all get along, and I think that's what it's going to take, is to work as a team for the whole area.
Well, I guess then the answer was yes. You've seen more cooperation. Oh, okay. Well, I probably didn't ask the question in the right way. So people always want to know that there's a bright future for the town and for the area. What do you see as the most important items for the future? Does the future look bright? Does it look like that you're seeing some things upticks? I think you mentioned that there's a possible sale of the e-school building.
Yes, we're getting very close, very close. I don't want to let too much out the bag, but this is about the closest ever been.
Oh, well, go ahead and let something out of the bag. We'd love for you to do that.
Well, it ain't signed, sealed, and delivered, so I can't say it's sold, but it's very close. I've showed that building in 13 years to different people because I work for the school system, and I've been in all our buildings. I've showed the East and the old high school at least 5 or 6 times with Darlene as town manager, and I know 4 or 5 with Chuck, and the East School 4 or 5 with Chuck with what we got now, and give them the lowdown on what I know on the schools. I think Clifton Forge got a bright future. Could it be better? Yes, but it could be a lot worse too. I think we're moving in the right direction. I think this council is a good team. We all work together. We may disagree or whatever, but we don't hold it personal, or we don't go out of the chamber mad at each other.
Well, if you had to give the public a summary of your campaign, or more specifically, just why should the voters reelect Jeff Irvine?
Well, I give a great effort. I give it all I have, for the town of Clifton. I go to every ribbon cutting, every event. I've been to many of out-of-town events to promote Clifton. Have to spend my own, vacation time to do it at work, get off work. I do it because I love Clifton Forge, and I put a lot of energy and effort into it to give my all to better Clifton Forge. I respond to all the citizens. Like I said, they call me. I'll go to them. We can talk on the phone if they want, or I can go straight to them and get what they want. And like you said, both 90%, 95% of the time, we get what they want done. It's a lot up to the town manager because he actually runs the town, nobody else. But if we got a problem, Chuck's there to take care of it and help us get it done. And I've showed all the schools. I've been very instrumental in trying to get them schools sold. Actually, that's why I ran again this time. After this term, I was going to give it up and fade off in the past. I'm getting a little older, but I want to see the schools done. I want to continue with what the progress we've made and move it on forward. I have 13 years experience, and I'm a local voice for the citizens of Clifton. Everybody knows me. They stop me in stores stopped me at dinner, lunch, anywhere, and asked me, is it all right if I talk to you? And I said, yeah, go ahead. I mean, that's part of my job,
Jeff, we see you holding court at Hardee's. I mean, you don't have a sausage biscuit alone. You're answering questions, and it seems to me it was a few years ago. You're one of the few governmental officials, city council or town council people, that held at one time sessions, public sessions, where you would, in the evenings, and various people would come and either complain, or not very many people would show up to say, "Oh, you're wonderful." But I mean, they had questions, and I don't know if it was a situation where they drop off in popularity, but that was certainly a cool thing that you did.
Yeah, when I first got elected, I was doing town hall meetings, and they were going good for about a year. I'd have anywhere from 5 to 20, 25 people, depending on the situation, come and talk to us and see what we can hash out and what they needed. They kind of faded off to nobody was coming, so I did away with them. But I think it's a good time now to restart them up. After the election, I'm going to redo it and, see how it goes. If people want to come talk, they can come talk to me. If they want to talk to the town manager, we can get him to show up, or a department head. Whoever they want to speak to will have different days and different department heads or council members to show up and be accessible to the public.
Well, we thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. We know it's a busy time and busy campaign coming up. It's all going to be decided on November 5th. There's 3 of you running for 2 positions this November. And your time, I'm sure you're pressed. We see you out there shaking hands and the constant flow of questions. So you must love this job, or you certainly wouldn't be seeking it once again.
Yeah, at times you say, why do I do this? And then times when you see things going great, you say, this is why I do it. And, I'll go back to a year ago. Around Christmas, I was decorating the bridge going over to Century Park. And a little kid came up to me when I was decorating the bridge, and he said, Mr. Mayor, thank you for decorating down here and decorating the bridge. And that stuck with me for a while. It just got to me.
Well, it's good seeing you once again. Best of luck in November.
Thank you, Jerry, for having me.
Yes, sir.